Hey folks, it's Marvin Cash, the host of The Articulate Fly, and we're back with another Western North Carolina fishing report with Dale Collins of Tuckaseegee Fly Shop. How you doing, Dale?
Doing good, Marvin. Good to be back.
Absolutely, and took a quick look at your weather before we hopped on, and the good news is it's going to warm up considerably from what it has been, but it's going to be kind of a wet week to 10 days.
Yeah, it's we're kind of starting to get into that roller coaster ride that we call early spring in Western North Carolina, where it could snow one day and then the next day be 70, or the inverse, the day before be 70 and the next day snowing. But you just kind of you just have to have your eyes on the water to really know what it's doing. For instance, it rained really hard this morning and kind of got conditions ugly. But by this afternoon, there wasn't a cloud in the sky, and it warmed up to about 55 degrees. And, we even had a little wintry precipitation early this morning, right around sunrise. But, I expect middle of the week is going to be some really good fishing opportunities. There's, some folks in town that are going to take good advantage of that, and be rewarded with some good hatches even. So, I'm excited for those folks to be able to experience that.
Yeah, and so, obviously it's kind of that weird time of the year where you really kind of have to look at the water conditions and, not just whether it's high or not, but, everything's kind of so temperature driven, and you can't, you don't want to get faked out by the temperature. So kind of what's a good approach for figuring out, where and what to fish?
Yeah, I think, you really need to watch those, the gauges from the USGS site, and, on our, social media stories, we try to post those, daily. And that gives, you can get a pretty good idea of what the water's doing, with those numbers. It doesn't necessarily tell you turbidity, but you can kind of get an idea. If it's, 3,500 CFS in Bryson City, then that's going to be pretty ugly and probably not safe. Or if it's, 2,000 in Cullowhee, then, just stay at home, tie flies. So that's kind of probably the best way to judge it. But if you see the Cullowhee gauge on the USGS site drop to, 600 or lower, then, it might be a good opportunity to scoot up and, take advantage of, the creeks will even be nice at that point. So yeah, that's kind of your indicators there, the numbers.
Yeah. And then I guess the trick, right, is the Tuck is generally going to run warmer than the water in the park.
Absolutely. Yeah, that water's coming out of the dam. So actually in the winter, the further it gets from the dam, it'll actually start cooling off. So typically, this weekend we had highs in the 40s, lows in the 20s. I would estimate that water, is in the low 40s, mid 40s. And then, this week we got air temperatures around 60. That water is going to be in the 50s, and you're going to see just a mixed bag of hatches kicking off throughout the day.
Got it. And we've got a question from Luke. He wanted to know the top 3 hatches to watch for in the park in the early spring, and if you could maybe suggest some patterns to match those hatches.
Absolutely, yeah. So I think my favorite early spring hatch or fly to use to mimic it is the peacock caddis. There's always good black caddis hatches, late winter into early spring, and they're incredibly effective. I just can't see them. But certainly if you were to fish that tandem with another dry fly that you can see, then that's certainly a good combination. And then a good stone fly pattern. I think like a black stimulator with like the bleach tail care caddis on it that helps you see it. That's probably a really good bet right now too. So, and some of these warmer days, if we get a run, let's say, 2 weeks from now, we get a run of like 70-degree days, you'll start seeing the occasional like quill pop out. So, it can really vary just depending on what the daily weather is doing, to what hatch you'll see.
Yeah. And as we move into March and April, what are you going to see on the hatch side?
We'll see those quills. We'll see those quills come out. Your gray caddis, and just a you can even start tossing in a yellow caddis into closer to April. That's a lot of fun. The Quill Gordons are probably the more popular hatch to try to catch. And then your Adams are always in play, and of course the blueing olive. So it's on the mayfly side of things.
Got it. And, do you like to use the Adams to imitate the Quill Gordon, or do you have another pattern?
The Quill Gordon's got a specific pattern. So the way the body material is tied, it kind of matches that color. That's kind of variegated, I guess would be the best way to describe it. And you can get away with fishing some bigger size flies. Got
it. And, folks, we love questions on the articulate fly. You can email them to us or send them to us on our Facebook, our Instagram page. And if we use your question, I'll send you some articulate fly swag, and you'll get into a drawing for something cool from the shop at the end of the season. And before I let you hop, Dale, and enjoy your favorite adult beverage, why don't you let folks know the shop hours and where they can find you and all that kind of good stuff?
Absolutely. So we are at 530 West Main Street in downtown Silva. We're open there 9 to 5 Monday through Saturday. And we're down in Bryson City at 3 Depot Street, right on the corner across from the train depot. We are open there 10 to 2 Monday through Wednesday, then 9 to 5 the rest of the week, closed on Sunday. But tuckflyshop.com, always open. So
there you
check
go.
It out.
Yeah, 24/7, 365.
That's it.
Yeah, there you go, unless it's a leap year.
Yeah.
Well, listen, folks, we're getting ready to get into some of the best fishing of the year. So if you have a chance on these warmer days, get out there and catch a few. Tight lines, everybody. Tight lines, Dale.
You too, Marvin.